Okay, so now we'll be looking at her flexibility, starting with the shoulder, and we're looking for shoulder flexion here. Shoulder flexion happens in the sagittal plane. Actually, I'm going to have you roll your sleeve up for me a little bit. All right. And then we're going to have her do a straighten your arm out. And what we're looking for, we're going to palpate for the acromion process, so the top of the shoulder. We're right there, okay? And then I'll have her go through a range of motion just, just to see where we're at, and then I'll actually measure it. So go ahead and go. Just bring your hand all the way up over your head as far as you can. Good, okay, so common faults. Now we're looking at her lower back. We want to make sure that stays flat. We don't want to see her compensating, her ribs flaring up. We want to try to stay as flat as we can. Go ahead, bring it back down. No pain there, right? Okay, good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set up. And where are we at here? Boom. So we're going to place that right there on her acromion process. Good, right at the top of the shoulder. Then we're going to have her move her arm. Go ahead and move. Whoa, sorry. Go ahead, go. Just going to go ahead and follow that arm. Good. Okay, and we are just shy of 180. So we're at 173. Okay, go ahead and take it back. Okay, so now we're going to have her straighten her arm out. Go ahead and go palms up. And so now we're going to set up the goniometer right on her elbow. So let me go ahead and have you roll it there. Again, we're going to set the base line with her acromion process, so it's right down the middle. And we'll find 180 there. Okay. And now we'll have her go through a range of motion. We want her to go ahead and bring her hand to her shoulder, or as close to her shoulder as you can. And we're going to follow that. Okay, good. And so we are at, make sure we got it right here. Our angle now is 145. Okay, go ahead and relax. So she has 145 degrees of flexion with her elbow. Okay, so now we'll be taking a look at her hip flexibility. So we've got it set up. We felt for the greater truncanter here, so we're kind of feeling for her hip, right? Then we're going to set it up on her hip. I'm going to ask her to bend her knee, and then we're going to try to bring her knee as close to her chest as we can. Go ahead. So we are just above. Good. So we're at 100 degrees there. Okay. So now we're going to look at her knee, and then we want to try to set it up on the lateral epicondyle of her femur, right at the top here. So this would be 180, right? So we line it up again on her hip. That's 180. Then we're going to move it down. So we're at 130. All right, so we got 130 degrees there. Okay, so now we're going to look at ankle mobility and flexibility. So we're going to set it up so it's on the lateral malleolus, so right on the tip of our ankle there. We're going to line that up. Okay, and then we want to ask her to go ahead and flex her foot. We'll try to get that to parallel to her fifth metatarsal. And we are good. Okay. So we are right at 90 degrees. Okay, so now we're going to repeat those tests for the other side. So now we're looking at her left side, and we're going to set up for shoulder flexion. So we're going to, again, palpate for the acromion process. We're feeling for her shoulder. Go ahead and roll that up for me. Thank you. All right, okay, so we got it here. Then we're going to go ahead and place that there. Go ahead and move your arm. Straight up overhead. Follow it. Go ahead. Okay, good. Relax. So we're at 170. Okay, so now we'll take a look at her elbow flexibility. So what we're going to do is set it up on the acromion process, and then we're going to ask her to flex her hand to her shoulder. We're going to line up the stationary arm so that it points to the acromion process. And then we're going to put it right here on the tip of her elbow and kind of figure out where she's at there. So we'll line it up. The acromion process is there. Go ahead and bend your elbow. We're going to follow that. And so we are at 140. Yes, 140. Okay, so now we'll move down and we're going to do her hip. So what we're looking for is the greater trochanter of her hip. So we're going to feel around, palpate for it. Okay, there we go. All right, then we'll set this to 180. We're going to ask her to bend her knee and then bring her chest to her knee. Her knee to her chest. Okay, is that as far as you can move? Okay. Good job. We are at 85 degrees. Okay. We're going to move down now. We're going to work on her knee. So straight for me. Okay, so figure out if we got 180. Good. All right, now go ahead and bend it. So again, we're going to put our stationary arm, we're going to kind of line it up with a greater trochanter, and then from there, we're going to move our movement arm and find out what our angle looks like there. And we are at 55. So that's 55 degrees there. And okay, so now we'll be working our ankle. So have you turn just a little more. There we go. And we get a good look at it. So again, we're going to set it up right on the ankle, line it up there. And then from there, we're just going to ask her to flex her foot as far as she can. We want it to be parallel to that fifth metatarsal. See, right there. Good. And so we're at 94 degrees.